Hello and welcome to Daily Prelims Practice, an initiative of Rouse IAS. Here we take up important articles from the Hindu and the Indian Express and curate MCQs as per the demand of the Civil Services exam. Articles covered today are shown in the screen and the detailed description in PDF and Word format can be found on the description box. So let us begin. Starting off with the first article of the day, which appeared in page 6 of the Hindu newspaper. The article reports that the Zemithang in Arunachal Pradesh hosted a major Buddhist conference on April 17th. This place has a huge significance in Buddhism because it was the first stop for the 14th Dalai Lama during his first flight from China occupied Tibet in the year 1959. Now, Buddhism and Jainism is a key area of interest for UPSC. These topics are frequently asked in the UPSC Prelims before, which is apparent from this PYQ of the year 2013. On similar lines, here's practice question number 1. With reference to cultural history of India, consider the following statements. Statement 1. Anekantavad is a core theory and philosophy preached in Buddhism. Now, this statement is not correct because Anekantavad, meaning non-absolutism, is one of the basic principles of Jainism and not Buddhism. This philosophy encourages acceptance of relativism and pluralism. According to this doctrine, truth and reality are perceived differently from different points of view. Thus, there is no single point of view which is the complete truth. Statement 2. The followers of Shavakya sect in Buddhism believed in bhakti and idol worship. Now, this statement again is incorrect because Shavakya sect is also another name for Hinayana school. Followers of this sect saw Buddha as a great soul but not as a god, and they were orthodox in nature. Hinayana followers believed in helping themselves over others to attain salvation. Thus, they did not believe in bhakti and idol worship. Statement 3rd. During the reign of Palas, a Buddhist university was established in Odantapuri in Bihar. Now, this statement is correct because Odantapuri in ancient times was a celebrated Buddhist learning center in Bihar. It was founded in the 7th century by Gopala, the ruler of Pala dynasty. It fell into decline during the 11th century along with Nalanda under Muhammad Bakhtiar Khilji invaded Bihar. Now, which of above given statements is or are correct? From the above discussion, we can conclude that option D is the right answer. As far as PYQ is concerned, option D again is the right answer. Now moving on to the second article of the day, which appeared in page 6 of the Hindu newspaper. This article reports that the Indian Space Research Organization will launch Singapore's Telios 2 satellite. This launch will be carried out by the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle or the PSLV on 22nd of April. India's space program in general and launch vehicles in particular are important from prelims point of view, which can be seen from this PYQ of the year 2018 on India's satellite launch vehicles. Based on the article, here's practice question number 2. Consider the following statements regarding the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle or the PSLV. Statement 1. PSLV is a 3-stage launch vehicle with strap-on motors. Now this statement is incorrect because PSLV consists a total of 4 stages. The first stage uses a solid rocket motor and is augmented by 6 solid strap-on boosters. The second stage uses a earth-storable liquid rocket engine, also known as a Vikas engine. The third stage uses a solid rocket motor that provides higher thrust after atmospheric phase of the launch. The fourth stage, also known as the uppermost stage of the PSLV, comprises of 2 earth-storable liquid engines. Statement 2. PSLV can lift lighter satellites to geostationary transfer orbit and heavier satellites to low Earth orbit. Now this statement is correct because GSLV carries 2 types of payload. It can carry a payload of 1750 kilograms to sun-synchronous polar orbits having an altitude of 600 kilometers, while it can carry a lighter payload of 1425 kgs to geosynchronous and geostationary transfer orbits. Now, which of the statements given above is or are correct? From the above discussion, we can conclude that option B is the right answer. Now, as far as PYQ is concerned, option A was the right answer. Now, moving on to the third article of the day, which appeared in page 10 of the Hindu newspaper. The article cites that back in March, the Nagaland government had repealed a Nagaland Municipal Act of 2001. This led to cancellation of State Election Commission's notification for holding election to Nagaland's 39 urban local bodies. Now, 73rd and 74th Amendment Act, which provided for decentralized governance, is an important part of polity syllabus. Questions on the topic have been asked by UPSC before, which can be seen from this PYQ of the year 2011 on 73rd Amendment Act. On similar lines, here's practice question number 3. With reference to 74th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992, consider the following statements. Statement 1. The Act provides that the President may specify an area to be an industrial township, and in such a case, a municipality may not be constituted. Now, this statement is incorrect because if there's an urban area where municipal services are being provided by an industrial establishment, then governor and not the president may specify that area to be an industrial township, and in such a case, a municipality may not be constituted. Statement 2. The Act provides for 1/3 reservation of seats for the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes in every municipality. Now, this statement again is incorrect because the Act provides for the reservation of seats for the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes in every municipality, and it will be provided in proportion of their population and not 1/3 as such. Statement 3rd. In case of dissolution for fresh election to constitute a municipality, it shall be completed before the expiry of a period of 6 months from the date of dissolution. Now, this statement is correct because the Act provides for a 5-year term of office for every municipality. However, it can be dissolved before the completion of its term. Further, the fresh elections to constitute a municipality shall be completed before the expiry of its duration of 5 years, or in the case of dissolution, before the expiry of a period of 6 months from the date of its dissolution. Now, which of the statements given above is or are incorrect? From the above discussion, we can conclude that the option A is the right answer. Now, as far as PYQ is concerned, option C was the right answer. Now, moving on to the fourth article of the day, which appeared in page 12 of the Hindu newspaper. The article reports that following sustained protests by MGNREGA workers, the union government has extended the deadline for workers to mandatorily use the Aadhaar-based payment system in order to receive wages. Now, developments regarding MGNREGA are often reported by newspapers. This makes them important from exams point of view. This is apparent from this PYQ of 2011 on Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. On similar lines, here's practice question number 4. With reference to Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act of 2005 or MGNREGA, which of the following statements is or are correct? Statement 1. Provision of not less than 100 days of unskilled manual labor as guaranteed employment in a financial year to every household in the country as per the demand. Now, this statement is incorrect because MGNREGA provides for not less than 100 days of unskilled manual labor as guaranteed employment to every rural household in the country and not every household. Statement 2. Provision for unemployment allowance if an applicant is not employed within 15 days of the receipt of his application. Now, this statement is correct because in addition to provision of unemployment allowance, MGNREGA also provides for compensation in case of delays in payment of more than 15 days from the date of closure of muster roll. Statement 3rd. The state government shall conduct regular social audits for all projects under the scheme. Now, this statement is incorrect because it is the Gram Sabha and not the state government which conducts regular social audits for projects under the MGNREGA taken up by the Gram Panchayat. Now, select the correct answer using the code given below. From the above discussion, as only statement 2 is correct, option A is the right answer. As far as PYQ is concerned, option D is the right answer. Now moving on to the fifth article of the day, which appeared in page 6 of the Indian Express. The article reports that the Supreme Court Collegium has recommended the names of 6 additional judges of Punjab and Haryana High Court to be appointed as permanent judges. Now, developments regarding Indian judiciary with respect to its functions, appointment, and judgments are key area of interest for UPSC. This can be seen from the PYQ of the year 2012 on autonomy of Supreme Court of India. On similar lines and based on the article, here's practice question number 5. With reference to the Collegium system, which of the following statements is or are correct? Statement 1. In 3 judges' case of the year 1998, it was held that the advice tendered by the Collegium is binding on the government in all circumstances. Now this statement is incorrect because in 3rd judge's case, the court opined that the consultation process to be adopted by the Chief Justice of India, it requires consultation of plurality of judges. The sole opinion of Chief Justice of India does not constitute the consultation process. The court held that the recommendation made by the Chief Justice of India without complying the norms and requirements of the consultation process are not binding on the government. Statement 2. In the 2nd judge's case of the year 1993, the court held that the Chief Justice of India should consult a collegium of 4 senior-most judges in matters of appointment of judges of the Supreme Court. Now this statement again is incorrect because in 2nd judge's case, the Supreme Court reversed the judgment of 1st judge's case, and it held that the earlier ruling had changed the meaning of consultation to concurrence. Thus, the Supreme Court ruled that the advice tendered by Chief Justice of India is binding on the President, but the Chief Justice would tender his advice on the matter after consulting 2 and not 4 of his senior-most colleagues. Now, select the correct answer using the code given below. From the above discussion, as both the statements are incorrect, it makes option D the right answer. Now, as far as PYQ is concerned, option A is the right answer. Now moving on to the last article of the day, which appeared in page 17 of the Indian Express. The article reports that India on Monday faced a setback when WTO's Dispute Settlement Panel ruled against the import duties levied by it on wide range of ICT products including mobile phones. Now, India is looking to appeal as it will have an impact on the PLI scheme. Now, intergovernmental and multilateral organizations such as WTO are important from prelims point of view. This can be seen from the PYQ of the year 2016 on amber box, blue box and green box. On similar lines, here's practice question number 6. Consider the following statements. Statement 1. India is a non-signatory to the Information Technology Agreement or the ITA, which is an agreement of WTO. Now this statement is incorrect because India joined ITA on March 1997. ITA is a plurilateral agreement of WTO, and as on date there are 82 member signatories, and the members of ITA account for about 97% of world's trade in information technology products. Statement 2. The members of the appellate body of the World Trade Organization are elected on the basis of majority. Now this statement is incorrect because the appellate body is a permanent body of 7 members. The DSP appoints the members by consensus and not by majority for a 4-year term, and they can also reappoint a person once. Now, which of the statements given above is or are correct? From the above discussion, it is clear that option D is the right answer. As far as PYQ is concerned, option A is the right answer.